the metagame impact that is going to be coming out here with Blazing Vortex. What's going to change? What are some things that you need to be aware of that randomly exist that could randomly just come out of left field and wreck your day? Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on, well, cool discussions about future sets, overall impact on the metagame, and, you know, all that fun, fancy jazz. So, I've been beating Blazing Vortex to a pulp, and I plan to continue. Let's dig on into this, shall we? Number one on our list here is going to be Tri-Brigade. Now, I've talked about Tri-Brigade kit in the top 5 cards video. Lund has been going off talking about how Tri-Brigades are actually just an amazing deck, and I kind of see it. The basic fact that every monster can generate a link monster is actually pretty freaking interesting. You also get access to the Ancient Warrior link monster, Daruma doll, some of the more generic stuff, and they also have this spell card coming out, Rendezvous. Target any number of link monsters that are beast, warrior, or wing beast monsters. They're all going to gain 700 attack until the end of the turn, and if a linked beast, beast warrior, or beast monster you control be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card. This is going to give all of your monsters a bit of an attack boost, and it is a one-of, which, I mean, okay, a quick play for a massive buff across an entire field is not a bad thing. The entire deck has massive dump options. Do not be shocked about this. This deck actually, in the earlier stages of the OCG metagame, was kind of taking off. And I mean, it's massively splashable. You can play it with Zodiac if you want, but I think, was it based on most of the OCG results? It was actually probably the, it was really represented for a while in Pure. But splashing it with other stuff like Black Wings, especially in like the Rogue category, is not a bad thing whatsoever. So, be aware that Tri-Brigade literally is the grindiest deck in the world. I definitely would not want to be caught my pants down in that matchup and being like, oh boy, every advanced link summon, you're like, oh boy, here comes double dragons, here comes the Daruma doll, and you're just like, why can you do this? So, options, they're a good thing. Alright, next up, we're going to talk about the Underworld Goddess. And I don't think that the Underworld Goddess is a massively, or too powerful of a card that you need to be aware about, because at this point in time, we have a lot of dedicated space in the extra deck for things, but a lot of decks do have room. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of decks are still playing for the Dogmatica matchup. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'll still see Anintis in the extra deck. So, yes, some decks can dedicate to the Underworld Goddess, but the downside is you have to load up everything to, I mean, be able to make IP Masquerena for the play. Like, the entire turbo move for the card is based on IP. Your reward on the card is, well, you get the option to get some negate on a field. I mean, like, yeah, a global negate across the field that you can summon during the opponent's turn against maybe something like Dragon Link to stop their World Legacy Succession from resolving. That is something that you can do with the Goddess, but that's literally the best value you're going to get out of it. The fact that you also... Here's the thing. You need to be aware that the card exists more than the damage that the card can actually do to you, and that's really weird to say. Because if your opponent sets up a Link monster, and you're like, alright, so we have an IP, and they can have like 2 to 3 other monsters on the field. You need to be aware that not only can they unicorn you at this point, they also have access to this stupid thing. So not only, it's just the scare tactic of, well crap, there's a unicorn there, and there's the Goddess now that can just interfere with your entire field. So the threat of it existing, I guess, is a lot more until you actually do get Goddess, and you're like, you pick up your cards, and you're like, well, you know, that really wasn't a good game, and then you leave. So, or you just rage quit like most people do on DB. Alright, it'd be like that. Number 3 on our list here is going to be the Greater Polymerization. And you're literally going to be like, what? Really? So, this card lets you fusion summon a fusion monster from the extra deck by using 3 or more monsters from the hand or field as material. And if you do, it's going to gain these effects. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects, and if it attacks a defense mode monster, it's going to get trample. Now, the first classic example I think we get out of this is Thunder Dragon Titan. You can make Titan with this. I don't really want to watch a Titan that can't be destroyed by card effects running around, but it's something that you can do, alright? Typically, your best value is going to be shuffling back from the graveyard with the actual Thunder Dragon fusion, but that's fine. It's also got Polymerization in the name. Y'all know where that's going, right? I mean, yeah, the set monsters that you can technically make with this aren't that great, but this is something I would put into, like, the more casual category of things, more than, like, the super competitive side, because this is going to be one of those cards that probably going to be dropped on you 1 out of every 500 games, and you're just going to sit there and you're going to be like, really? I don't have an out to that Thunder Dragon Titan now. And you're like, guess I should have played more bouncing. High compulsory evacuation device. I miss you. Outside of that, yeah, I think that this card is actually pretty freaking cool for what it does. The requirements for things that you can make. Oh, wait a minute. We can actually make the next guy here with this. Number 4 on our list here is name pending. Is the Trafia Dealmon Cordius. You're actually not going to make this with with what's called Ever in Your Life. This is just a giant super poly target. Alright? It's a synchro monster, an exceed monster, and a link monster. Well, you're like, wait a minute. That's unrealistic. Verte Anaconda, Dark Dragoon, a Borreload Savage Dragon. Want to watch me super poly your field? Alright, we can do that now. So, while this Fusion Summon card is face up on the field, you can pay life points in multiples of 2,000 and apply the following effects for every 2,000. So it's add a spell or trap card from your graveyard to your hand, destroy 3 cards your opponent controls, and over this turn this card gains attack equal to half the difference between you and your opponent's life points, and then your other monsters can't attack. Oh. Huh. We don't care about any of that. Actually, we do care about... in a perfect world, though, if you're playing Dragon Link, you make that field. I Super Poly make this stupid card. I can pay 2K to pick back up my Super Poly. For what purpose? I don't know. I could discard frickin' a combo spell card out of my hand and add it back to my hand that I discarded off the Super Poly for 2K life. Point is, this card now existing means that we can do stupid things like break that board. But with that being said, though, is it realistic? Yes and no. The rogue decks are the ones that want to play the Super Poly. The fact that it requires a Synchro and Exceed and a Link monster is a little bit of a little pivotal point. I feel like this card literally was just made for the Dragon Link board. After Dragoon's gone, we'll never need to worry about this card ever again in my life. So, but its existence, once again, is one of those that it's like, huh, I need to play around that. And then the best metagame impactful card is Pot of Prosperity. I've been really, really pushing this card because this card does more than everything on this list does. This card gives the Tier 2 category that push from to alright? Being able to get that excavation for those key cards is amazing. Alright? Yeah, okay, so Dragon Link can't play in the deck. You're already playing Dragon Link, alright? You're burning through your entire extra deck. I don't care. You don't need this Pot of Duality effect. Go make your entire 16 card... I went through my entire deck 10-minute turn play. Alright? Sure, that's fine. At the end of the day, this card is going to spark these other categories and push them up to a higher place. And I think that that is the freaking coolest thing about Pot of Disparity is Rogue gets support, baby. Find me a card that every generic deck in the game, like Subterror. Oh, Subterror is going to love this card. Don't think that they're not. Ooh, you already hate that matchup as it is? It just got a whole lot better. So, those are the impactful metagame cards, things that are not going to change the game per se, but they're going to be relevant, that you're going to need to semi-worry about to a degree. It's still like playing around gores, alright? Should be aware of it. So guys, please leave a comment down below. Down there, it's super easy. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on more excellent content. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on in the day for some more cool content. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.